Hello, hello, hello. It's bouncing like me. It is Danielle, the Rogue Maven of Rogue Experiences. If you don't know what Rogue Experiences is, I'm questioning whoever you're friends with me or not, but Rogue Experiences is a travel concierge company for women of color who are tired of having crazy busy lives and are ready to take a break from life, take care of themselves. Self-care in 2019 is so important, and travel the world. Hey Dino, thanks for joining. I wanted to come on today and talk about article I just read. It was an article by Travel Noire. Travel Noire is a great site. If you don't know it, it's a great place. Hey Davina, that talks about different things in the Black culture. And one of the things that came up today in today's article, hey Austin, thanks for joining, was cities that don't deserve our Black dollars. And I was like, of course. I'm like, what place does not deserve our Black dollars minus America? Hey, Jemiah, thanks for joining. America, for some reason, wasn't on the list, but it would have been on my list for dang sure. But it wasn't on the list for some reason. But the countries, and the cities that were on the list, I was like, interesting. So let's dive a little bit deeper into that. And I wanted to kind of talk to the larger group, which is why I'm doing this on my personal page, and see what are your thoughts on some of these things. So the first one that came up was Thailand. And if you know me, you know I hella love Thailand. Thailand was my eat, pray, love moment. Even though I did eat, I tried to pray and find a Buddhist priest. That didn't really work out in my favor. And I found a guy that definitely don't want to follow up with. But it was my eat, pray, love moment. But recently, I guess Thailand has this operation, it's called Operation X-Ray Outlaw Foreigners. That sounds suspect altogether, but okay. But it was interesting, and so I guess, it's been more in place since 2017. And what they're saying is that it seems like there's been some racial profiling of, hey Lolly, thanks for joining, some racial profiling of brown and Black immigrants and followers, and there's racial profiling everywhere. What was the kicker for me, hey Andrea, thanks for joining, was that they were saying, I guess, when I'm gonna read this because I was like, it's too kind of like, really, this was said for me to like not quote it. So their chief immigration bureau person, whatever, says, it is our job to classify who are the good dark-skinned people and who are the ones likely to commit crimes. Again, I'm going to repeat this one more time. It is our job to classify who are the good dark-skinned people and who are the ones likely to commit crimes. That is like one of the worst things you can say. So it makes me feel that racial profiling is hella deep up in Thailand. I have not been back since 2017, so I cannot say if this is true or not. If you have been there, if you are Black or dark skinned and potentially one of the good ones or criminal, who knows? I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Did you have any issues there? But the thing is, racial profiling happens everywhere. Let's be real. Happens here. But yet I don't see none of you not traveling to New York or Miami or Vegas. Racial profiling happens in San Francisco. It happens everywhere. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks for joining along. So again, do you stop traveling because it's more like America all of a sudden now? Or do you just keep going thinking, hey, it could happen here, it can happen in Thailand? So that's one of the things I kind of throw out there is, what would stop you? Does racial profiling stop you or not? And I haven't heard anything yet to the point where it says, someone was racial profiled and XYZ happened. I'm not saying things aren't happening. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be cautious. I think you should be cautious anywhere you go, in any country, in any place, if you are dark skinned, because that's just life. Civil rights kind of taught us that one. So that was the first country. I questioned that one. The next one, kind of similar in the same line, was Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. If you're questioning where Rio is, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Last year, there's been protests everywhere internationally, and especially in the streets of Rio, about the killing of like the black gay city council woman. I think her name was Marielle Franco, and it was huge. She was really, deep in kind of the black activism, Afro-Brazilian activism, and women's rights activism in Brazil. Now, she was shot 4 times in the head, which is hella brutal. I'm not going to front on that one. That's hella brutal. And they still don't know who shot her. And what's interesting is she had just come from 2 days before, fighting, the police brutality of shooting a young black man, 2 days before in Brazil as well. That being said, Brazil is, in my opinion, again, this is my words only, Brazil has been, I know people who have gotten, held at gunpoint in Brazil. I know people who have had a lot of issues violently in Brazil. Is it because they were black? I don't think so. I just think there's a lot of problems in Brazil. I know people who love Brazil and will look at me and be like, what are you saying? See, Brazil is dangerous. See, Joseph says Brazil is dangerous. That's kind of my thought. So it's like, I don't know if you're black, white, yellow, whatever, purple. I kind of wouldn't go to Brazil. Like, I wouldn't go to Brazil just because I like my life. 2019, I'm trying to live. I ain't trying to die in Brazil. Brazil is on my list, but until it becomes a little bit more safer, like think of Colombia in the 80s. No one was going to Colombia in the 80s and 90s, but now you can go. Like now I feel comfortable going. But that being said, Brazil ain't on my list. And so if you choose life, don't go to Brazil. But I don't know, I would say and categorize it as don't go to Brazil or spend your black dollars in Brazil because of the crime. And the one thing I should have prefaced this all by saying is, as people of color, we are traveling. And there's a myth that we don't travel, we don't go anywhere, but let's keep it real. In 2010, we spent $20 billion in tourism. In 2018 or 17, I don't know which one, there was a new study that came out last year or into last year. And it was saying that as a people of color, African Americans are spending $63 billion. So we have the money, we have the buying source to say certain things. Hey, Dan, thanks for joining me. I miss you. But that being said, I still say, I ain't going to Brazil. I ain't going to Brazil. Oh, crap. I just pushed the button to try to see what someone said, and it something around, and I love Facebook. I don't know how to make this turn. Let's see if it rotates on its own. All right, well, you're gonna be all ghetto on me, so I guess we're just gonna turn it. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but let's see. Nope, it's not gonna work. Let's see what happens. I don't know. If this is turned the wrong ways, I apologize in advance because I'm using my phone and my phone's acting ghetto. But Joseph says, I still love Brazil, but definitely don't feel safe while traveling there. Yeah, I ain't going to Brazil. I am not going to Brazil. If this is turned the wrong way, can someone just tell me, because I feel that it's ghetto right now, but I can't really tell. So the next city on the list is another one where I'm calling BS on this list, big time. And it is Zakynthos. Zakynthos is an island in Greece. It's one of the islands that a lot of people go to for resorts. Not everyone goes there because everyone automatically thinks of Mykonos and thinks of Santorini, or wants to go to Athens or Crete. But Zakynthos is hella great place to go. And one I personally will still say I'd recommend to go. But here's the reason why it made the list. Again, if you're watching this and I'm looking the wrong way, can you just please let me know? I know it's bouncing because I'm trying to figure out how to get it to go straight. But okay, Zakynthos, backstory. There's a kid who's 22, black kid, 22. His name was Bakari Henderson. It says, it's turned correctly. You look great. Thank you. I did my hair. Use my Naturalicious. Shout outs to Gwen Jameer for her awesome products. Okay, so before I go on, thanks Leslie, and thanks for joining. That's an island, has a bad rap even amongst Greeks. Yeah, I get you, but it's still a hella cool island. I'm still saying it's a hella cool island. I'm not saying it's the best place to go. I'm just saying that I'm questioning why it's on this list. That being said, Bakari Henderson, 22-year-old kid, just graduated from college, was about to launch a sports. And see, Gwen, you just joined and I just gave you a shout out and you missed it. Thanks for joining. But yeah, so Zakynthos, Bakari Henderson goes, he's 22, about to launch a sports line. He's there for a photo shoot. He takes a picture with this girl and they're in a bar, and I see, Gwen, I'm just talking about, I just did my hair with using your products. But yeah, so they're in a bar and a bunch of Serbian guys were like, yo, we're so many cute Serbian guys here. Why are you taking a picture with this black dude? I'm sure they didn't say it like that. I'm sure they didn't roll their head, but this is my, you know, when you have TV shows, when they do the dramatization thing, this is my dramatization thing. I'm probably saying this wrong, but anywho. So anywho, they end up beating up this guy to the point where he gets brain injuries and dies from this attack, all because he took a picture with a non-black woman. Which is super sad, which is super ridiculous, and I'm very glad to hear. Well, I wish they got more. I think most people got like 5 to 15 years. I wish they would have got life for that, because that's some BS. It's some going back to the civil rights days, Jim Crow and everything like that. But that being said, that don't mean Zakynthos ain't the place to go, because one thing happened. One thing happened with a bunch of Serbian men, not Greek men. Serbian men. Not saying there are not a bunch of Serbian men everywhere, because if you go to Italy, there's a bunch of Serbian men there. But again, you are categorizing a place based on one incident and saying, oh, don't spend your dollars there because of one incident. And that, for me, again, if there's more, I would love to hear more. But for me, it's hard to tell a group of people who trust you as your opinion, don't go somewhere off of one incident. I say be cautious, but again, be cautious of anywhere you go. As a person of color, as an American under Trump world, you need to be careful. You need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to be aware of your surroundings if you're gonna come here to San Francisco. It's just the facts. It's just the facts of life. And so, again, I don't say don't go to Zakynthos because one incident occurred. I say do your research, know where you're going before you go. Check to see, are there any other incidents that are going on? Is there security issues? Perfect example, Jamaica. A lot of people don't know there's been a lot of sexual assaults. There's been like 70 sexual assaults of Americans in like the last 2 years or so. But did you check that? People are still going to Jamaica. I'm just saying, so check where you're going, but also make a decision for yourself. What works for you may not work for others. So again, if you're just watching, or if you're watching this on the replay, and thanks for all those who are watching right now, we are talking about places that you shouldn't spend your black dollars according to Travel Noire. They had an article out today, and I'll post it in this link later on, talking about different places. Gwen says, and I have to turn my head sideways because this is ghetto. My mom is always like, don't go to XYZ country. They have a lot of racists. Dude, again, don't go anywhere. Don't leave your house. Don't go to 7-Eleven. Don't walk down the street. Don't have a play gun. Don't have anything, because it is dangerous. I mean, you can get shot and killed anywhere in this world. Last year in San Francisco or the Bay Area, this girl was killed getting off of BART, which is our subway system. You can be killed anywhere. So again, to say don't live your life because something can happen, you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be getting Uber Eats for the rest of your life and hope to God your Uber Eats guy doesn't kill you. So anyway, back off my little horse of that one. The next city or country, and this breaks my heart, is on the list is Israel. Israel is popping. Israel is one of those sleeper countries I think we don't always think about. Israel has the art, has the music, it has the nightlife, it has the architecture, it has the shopping, it has the wine. Israel has so much. And I think so many people people sleep on the fact that Israel is a big trash. What? Joseph, you are killing me. You are like gun to head killing me. I'm still saying it. I still think Israel is a sleeper country. I'm not saying it's like my top place to go in the world, but I still think it's a place people should see. That being said, there is a lot of illegal immigrants coming from Sudan and Eritrea, and they're not happy. They're not having it, but they're not having it so much that they're like, yo, we want you out or we're about to incarcerate you. But look, we're gonna give you some money. We're offering you $3,500 and a plane ticket. Not saying it's right. It's like, what's that song? It's like a Whitney Houston song. It's not right, but it's okay. But it's not really okay either. It's just not right. But that being said, free the Palestine. Okay, we're not going there. But that being said, again, it's that racial profiling. Yes, you could potentially be racially profiled, but does that mean no, don't go? Does that mean don't visit? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm saying make a decision for yourself whether it's right for you. Racial profiling happens everywhere. And the last country on the list, and I will recap it if you're watching this kind of coming in the middle, I will recap all the countries, but the last country on the list is Tanzania. And Tanzania, which is in East Africa, is having issues because of they are not happy that, hey Ron, thanks for joining. They're not happy that there's gay people in their country. They're like, oh my God, we are seeing reports that there's so many gay people that they're offering their services on social media, on the internet, and we want them gone. And they literally have created a task force to find the gay people in the gay community, to track them down and arrest them. Now that's a BS. Now, if you were ever not gonna go, it would be because of political reasons. And I guess Rio would be the same way, political reasons to some degree. I would say I wouldn't go because of I'm standing with my gay brothers and sisters. That being said, if that is not a political stance you're willing to make, Tanzania is open. And it's an option. So I'm gonna recap these cities to see what you guys in countries, to see what you guys say. So again, the first one was Thailand with their good black people. The next one was Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Next one was Zakynthos Island in Greece. Next one was Israel. And then last but not least was Tanzania. I'm curious for anyone who's watching it now or watching the replay. I appreciate everyone who's given their thoughts, but anyone who's watching the replay, I want to know, what do you think? Like, would you not go to these countries based on the rationale why they're saying not to go? Or would you be like, nah, I'm going, deuces, peace out, they're getting my cash? One way or another, know that we are going places. We are spending, as African Americans, $63 billion. So if you have a notion that we don't go somewhere, wake up. We going everywhere. I'm going to South Africa in 2 weeks and bringing a great group of women there, and then heading off to Bali and other places. And so we go somewhere. The world is huge. There's so many places. If these countries don't work for you, there's 50 million other hella countries to go. There's many places to see. The world is your oyster. It is not crazy expensive to go to a lot of places. Look for places that has a great conversion rate. Look for places that speak to your soul, because there's so many places. If you're a beach person, there's hella beach persons. If you want the city life, there's so many beach places, city life places. All I say is travel. Life is short, travel. So other than that, I'm gonna enjoy the last couple of minutes or hours in my beautiful little secret hideaway. I hope you're having a wonderful second day of the year, and I will be talking to you soon. Ciao.